Yeah. I owe you $100. They didn't show up, friend. It's disappointing, son. It's disappointing. You're right. But
I never
folks
heard
need
that one
to
before.
they need to know the truth. They do. They need to know the truth. So,
Yep.
um, and it's unfortunate. Show on stream. Okay, here we go. What's going on? What's going on? There we go. We got some people, right? We got some people. Oh man, what M&R's texting me? What?
Uh-oh.
He said, "Damn, I'm not shocked. I guess, yeah. So if you've been under a rock, folks, I'm Iceberg. That's Corey, and I got my good friend Ty from Plastic Bricks. He just bounced out, but
You had him. You had him.
I had him. So I'm gonna catch you up. Before all the worms popped out of the box, right? Bricks and Minifigs reached out to us and they said, "Hey, look, we want to appear on your show for a good 5 minutes. We've seen the interview that you've done, and you two done good with interviews. And we want to be on the show. You're gonna have both of the McNeff brothers. You're gonna have both of them, and Drew and Eamon, or whatever their names are. Matt and Eamon. And so this is what we want to talk about: cherries and cream, cherries and cream, cherries and cream, cherries and cream. Okay, but then the worms came out of the can, and everybody's talking about the situation. And I said something to you. I said, "Hey, look, do you see this going on? Do we still do this interview?" And you were like, "Yeah." And so I'm like, "Okay, but if we do this interview, we got to change these questions, because ain't no way in the world we talking about creams and cherries and there's $200,000 that's missing." So
let's give a little bit more context. This did not happen over the course of a few days. This was a week or two ago. This is about 2 weeks ago. They reached out. They said that they wanted to get on.
3
now,
weeks.
3 weeks. So now, in this whole entire scenario, they're doing PR. They want to get in front of the issue. They want to make sure they stay face, as any company would do, as any business would do. And they reached out to us and they said, "Hey, we would like to do a good 5 minutes." So me and Mel, we came up with 5 good questions that we could ask about BAM, about the store, about him as the owner, right? And then all this other stuff started to appear. All this other stuff started to come to light. And, we said, all right, you know what? We need to readjust our methods, because, a lot of people don't want to really listen to all of that stuff. They want to hear, what's going on with the organization. Where do we go from here? That's what people want to hear. So we put together some more questions. Mel reached out to a friend of his, and he was able to, and there he is, Todd. He was able to, get some good questions based off of what is already out in the mainstream media right now. So we weren't going to hit him with anything that was, below the belt. And just to show how
unexpected, because we gave the questions up front.
That's what I was about to get to. We literally send the questions. And this is what we do. We do this with everybody who comes on the show to do a good 5 minutes. We send you the questions ahead of time, so you're aware of what we're going to ask and how we're going to ask it. Now, we will do follow-ups. We do follow-ups in those questions, like any journalist would do. But we sent this to them, and they were okay with it. Ain't that right?
Yeah, they were okay with it. They said they reached out. And in fact, let me share these emails, friend. Let me share these emails right quick. Because I don't want is to say that I made something up and I didn't, right?
Right.
All right, let's do this. All right. I think that's the one, right?
No, you got 6,000 messages. You got 6,000.
I got a lot of them, don't I? I got a lot of them. I got a lot of them, don't I? Am I in the right one? No, I'm not in the right one. Wait a minute, hold up. I might be in the wrong screen here. Wait a minute, let's see here. Hold on, this one. Bam. Okay. Let's get over here. Excuse me. She so this is a new one, right? This is let me see. Is that Leah? No. Hold on. Actually it's down here. It's down here.
While Mel is grabbing these images, make sure you hit that like. I don't know if there's a like button somewhere, so that way people see it and more people can watch. This is live. We never do this show live, but this is something that we had to do because we felt like we owe this to the audience who was expecting something tonight and is not getting it. But go ahead, man.
All right, you can see it. So this was the first email. It was Thursday, May 14th. Count the weeks because I don't want to be incorrect.
All right.
May 14th on Thursday, right? It says, Mel, you know, hope you're doing well. It said, it was great to meet you at Brickcentric. You know, my team, I really appreciate the coverage and the events at the time you took with Chip. We did a good job with Chip. It says, we wanted to run another Lego focus opportunity by you. It says, we were lucky enough to work directly. The Bricks and Minifigs corporate wanted to know if you'd be interested in having Eamon and Matt McNeff, the CEO and COO of Bricks and Minifigs, as a guest on your podcast. Says the brothers are proud to contribute to the community of Lego enthusiasts, minifig collectors, and would love to share insights on Lego collecting practices, right? It says topics that they wanted to talk about was identifying valuable Lego and how bricks and minifigs play a role in that, best practices for preserving collectible Lego sets, the operational or reality of buy sell trade model, and their favorite Lego sets. So basically, they were going to talk about everything except for the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, let's see, 14 messages later, you know, I ran it by you. You said, let's go. And then she came back, tried to confirm with it, you know, try to confirm available date. We're back and forth, right? And so I said, what did I say? Let's see. It says, I gave it a confirmed questions and everything like that. And I said, hey, look, this is what I said. This is what I started getting nitty gritty. May 29th, right? I said, one question for you. My viewers, they view and what they view, and I would be doing with my viewers, and I'll be doing them a disservice. That's what I said. Disservice. It's a typo there, but it's a disservice if I didn't address the elephant in the room. Are we allowed to talk about the situation everyone else is talking about? Because at this time he'd been on 10 different podcasts, right? And so I said, because we are. It's definitely contributed in the atmosphere. It's in the atmosphere, so he knows, right? So I asked her, hey, look, can I give you another set of questions? So she says, of course, right here. Says, of course, I have nothing to hide and would be happy, have nothing to hide and happy to come to the table with questions of viewers that they want to know. Let us know what they are so they can prepare, right? So I went to the mad scientist, Todd from Classic Plastic Bricks. And I, we craft some good questions right there and hit some follow-up stuff. And I'm happy to share. And so today at 12 o'clock, they canceled. Yep.
The day that we were supposed to do this. And I'm on a family vacation. So I carved out time to do this. And that's the part that's that's irking me, because you have Bricks and Minifigs, they're out there, they're talking with other podcasters, they're talking to other YouTubers, and that's fine. That's what they need to do during this time. But when it comes to, speaking out to the public, you should want to speak to as many people as you can to get your story across. Yeah. And not everybody is going to approach you the same way. We weren't going to approach you the same way because you don't know how we were going to approach you. But we gave you the questions. We gave you the answers to the test, and you didn't show up to the test.
Yeah.
How does that make any sense?
It doesn't, and it's pretty messed up, I say. And so it just, I could say so many things right now, but it won't. But my thing is this: it's like you're hiding something, and I'm gonna be real with you. You're hiding something. And we got caught. We got called by another Lego master that, oh, well, y'all did grand openings for them. It's a shame you're doing what you're doing because you're with them. Whatever, man. I'm not with them. I'm not an employee of BAM. Yeah, I've done grand openings for individual, stores and stuff like that. Yeah. But I'm not stealing nobody's $200,000.
Yeah, and I would add to that to say this: when it comes to BAM, I've always been a person who tries to call balls and strikes what they are. when it comes to BAM, and I've been to a few of the BAM grand openings, I've been to a few BAM stores. They service the community. When I say that, they run classes out of their BAM stores. They do birthday parties out of their BAM stores. And they give people who love Lego and who is a fan of the hobby a place where they can come to trade, a place where they can come to build. So the platform of BAM, I think, is very important to the community.
Yeah.
Now, I'll go on to say this: not every BAM store is the same. Not every situation is the same. In this particular case, with this particular BAM store, there's a lot of missing pieces to this puzzle. Now, people got a broader sense of what the puzzle looked like because of Reckless Ben. Because Reckless Ben went out there and he did what he does best. Yeah. And he exposed a lot of things, which is good, because a lot of things we probably wouldn't be privy to, because let's be honest, we're not supposed to be privy to it, because we're not the ones who got 200 grand taken from us from a store.
It's called a litigation. It's called a litigation between A and B. Yeah.
We are the audience. We are on the outside looking in. Yeah. And all Reckless Ben did was pretty much, he got in and he tried to expose as much as he could, but there's some areas that he wasn't able to expose. So we don't know what those areas are. We're only seeing what he exposed to everybody. And I said this in my post, this entire thing was not to give BAM vindication for anything they've done, or to absolve them of any actions they've taken. That's not what we were here to do. We were here to ask questions and to get answers for those questions. That's it. We weren't looking for any clout. We wasn't looking to get any points with BAM. I could care less. Last time I did a grand opening with BAM was like 2-3 years ago. So it's not like me and them, we have a connection or relationship. But I do appreciate the concept of a BAM store and what they do. That's what I do appreciate. And you know, for them to flake on us like this, again, man, you showing up to you didn't even show up to the test, man. I mean, what we doing?
Yeah. So I would say the rundown is this, right? You have, and then I'm gonna give Todd the floor. But you have a business that took over, a corporate that took over a business that wasn't forthcoming with the funds that were like the funds that were coming into the store. It was a cash. I hear it was a cash only type of store. They really wasn't trying to track money as well as it was. So in essence, they were hiding money under the table, right? That is a big strike, right? That is a big strike. The owner of the franchise wasn't paying bills, so they were late on a mortgage. They were late on a light bill. And so the corporation was going in and floating them, and it came to a point where the bill was ran up about 200 grand. But you have 200 grand in consignment sets. You do the math. You know, here's what I think. I think that the former owner, Crystal, should have told Brian, hey, look, they're about to foreclose us on this business here. I think you need to come get your sets before they take over everything. She did not. She let it fall down with all of Brian's sets inside. She's at fault. BAM's at fault, because at this point, it looks like you're taking a bite of the apple, and this time you got caught with your mouth open in the apple. And then when it's time to do the right thing, it looks like you didn't. That's what it looks like, you didn't. And so people want to know, they want to know answers. They need to know these answers, right? And to skirt around it, you know, and if you go skirt around it, pay the 200 grand to Brian, and then make Crystal pay the bill.
But that's the problem. Because if they go ahead and at this point, if they say, yo, let's just pay the 200 grand and call it a day, then they are admitting fault.
Well, they're not, because they're still suing Crystal for the money she owes for the foreclosure of the store, because she owed them $175,000. So
that's what I mean. There's so many parts to this puzzle, because there are 3 entities, the only 3 entities that should be involved in this. Technically, BAM should not have been involved in this. This should have been between the store owner and the client who gave those the $200,000 worth of Lego. It should have been between those two.
Yeah.
And as soon as things was going on with the store owner, she should have let anybody she's been doing business with know what's about to happen and what's going down. And if she chose not to do it, and that's the thing, we don't know. I mean, we're going based on what is already out there. But me personally, I haven't heard that from Crystal and business partners or whatever. I haven't heard that. So I don't know if that's the case.
Yep. Hey, Todd, weigh in. Go. I want you to talk about your notes, Todd. I want you to talk about your notes.
About my what? My notes?
Your notes. Like, the whole Rolodex that you gave me. The whole thing.
What am I supposed to read it off? I don't.
People know exactly what happened, but like, let's just go down to the questions part, right? And I have the questions actually highlighted here. I mean,
great. Now I got to put the glasses back on.
Yeah, put your glasses back on. Come on, Blondie.
All right. The old man wants to know where I find the questions at. Oh, there we go.
There you go. Just look at the screen.
You want me to? First question. Everyone wants to know, why not just pay Brian some type of compensation for the Lego sets to avoid the PR nightmare and money that it has caused all of your franchises? First of all, I do have to say this was written a few days ago because you wanted it ahead of time.
Yeah.
And so how much everything's changed since?
Right. So he did come forth and offered a something, but we don't know exactly what the amount is. It could be 20,000, it could be 50,000, or it could be the whole 200K. We don't know.
Could have been a roll of cheese for all we know, man.
Yeah, it could have been a swift kick in the butt.
Government cheese.
It lasts long.
Second, if you turn back time, is there anything you would do differently?
Yeah, I think that goes without explanation because they've addressed it. They said that they don't believe that they would have, like when they talked to ACOB, they said that they don't believe that they would have done anything differently because they don't believe they've done something wrong. Based on based on their terms of service, based on the agreement that they have with the store owner, they don't believe they did anything wrong. So
yeah, it's the biggest. It's just bullshit. I mean, I don't know. I can't understand just not fessing up, but again, whatever. I don't run a company, so $1 million company. So third, why do you think there's been a wave of online chaos?
Yeah, I think because like people thrive. The American people thrive off of fighting the power. No matter if you're white, black, or indifferent, right? If you're in power, somebody wants to take your crown with your head still attached to it. Look at Manny. he wants to take your crown. They wants to take your crown with your head still attached to it. It's the American way. I want to be the guy, right? I want to be the guy. I want to be the David to the Goliath. That's the American way. They always want to take down the giant. So as Bam was working on being that giant, that money making machine, and yeah, there's a lot of like unsavory practices to get through all that, right? Like the $40,000 you have to put down for the franchise tag. That's a tough pill to swallow. So it's just those.
That's like swallowing a 2x4.
Yeah.
All right, so my thought process on that question was the gold see-through PO video. That was so cringy to watch them all when that kid took the minifigures to the store. So that's what made me think of that. And then after that video, it seemed like I kept seeing different negative little posts about bricks and minifigures. So that's
I mean, and it's that too. Like you're undercutting the public to sell at a higher rate when they could have sold at that higher rate at from the jump anyway, right? And the only differences between them and maybe you or me is that they have a broader network because they have a place inside the community. And so even though me and you live in the community, the community comes to them. The community ain't coming to me and you.
Yeah. So I heard the man talk about, we're all invested into community. And I'm like, well, you just screwed somebody in the Lego community. So how can you be invested in the Lego community?
That's true.
So that was a bit strange.
No.
So that's where my question. Bricks. Never mind.
Wait, I got you right here. I got you. Do that one.
Do you feel like some of the online chaos, negative reviews, and opinions are a product of people being upset with the way bricks and minifigure stores handle buying Lego items from the customers? So I find it interesting that you have to come into and go to this a trade-in counter because they want you off in the back to the side, so the rest of the people in the store can't hear exactly how much they're paying for stuff.
Yeah,
that's a little strange, but
I could see if they somehow get out of this situation, I guarantee you this is never going to happen. They're going to end that policy, period. You're not going to be able to sell your Lego to any bricks and minifigs. And then what happens?
Yeah, co-assignments, that whole co-assignment thing is toast. Like,
yeah, that's gone.
Yeah, it's toast because it's causing too much confusion.
Yeah, no, there's no way. I mean, they're going to still buy Lego, but they're not going to do any consignments or anything close to that. But I mean, that's how. It's other thing I don't understand. It's a franchise, but I don't know any other franchise like McDonald's provides you with the food, right? So you have to buy your own Lego and pay the franchise fee says you're paying for what? The point of service, their expertise, and tell you how to run it. What else? It's like a whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah.
I'll
ask this question and you answer it, Todd. Why was there such confusion finding the rest of Brian Lego Star Wars sets, as there are photos posted in the Salem Business Journal showing Star Wars Lego boxes with the yellow dot and stickers on the UPC barcodes? That's the question they read and they decided to decline.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah, it's just I don't know how you deny it when. Hang on a second, Mel. Come here. Oh, Julie doesn't want to say anything. No.
Hello, Julie.
You can't see
This is our talk.
Corey's on here and he's on vacation.
Yeah, getting in trouble.
Yep.
Hey, I need your man to help me dig some sand. Answer the question. Why was the confusion finding the rest of my boxes with the yellow dot on them?
Yeah, and again, I wrote this days ago. Did you guys happen to check out the ACOB with M&R last night?
Yes, I watched it this morning.
Yeah, that was. You going to bring up any like the closet stuff?
Yes,
that was wow. And the other thing that really grabs me is we finally found out from the release of the body cams, the whole reason why he would keep them was because it was benefit him.
Are you guys talking about the Lego show?
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, is that all that there is?
No, there's a ton more.
So how do we see it?
Well, I'm done.
Okay, but he told me this is it, and I have to wait till tomorrow. And I am very pissed right now because this is going way too deep. And if this asshole can do this, what the fuck is Trump doing with all the power he has?
Oh
I'm sorry, but I'm going to put Trump in them in there.
Mute your mic, your wife going on. You know, Julie, this is a wholesome show, right? And cuss words.
It's a show?
Yeah,
it's live. And so, like, you know, like cuss words are like really, really rough. It's like cussing at Mr. Rogers, you know?
1 second.
Sugar honey iced tea.
Views and opinions of Julie does not reflect the views of Corey Sandberg LLC.
Well, that went out the window.
I love that energy, though. I love
hey, look, hey, Corey, she's from Jersey, man.
Oh, okay. That is water under the bridge. That's noble.
Corey's from Jersey.
That's noble.
Oh, they're Jersey too?
Yeah, he is.
She's from Jersey, man. Like, you know, we just born with a foul mouth.
Jersey rocks.
So, Corey, do you talk with your hands too, like my wife, like in Mel?
Sometimes. This is very stereotypical.
Yeah. I'm listening, but put your hands down. Put your hands down.
Well, I apologize if I offended anybody.
You fine.
But
so,
you're good.
I'm just taking back what I just saw.
Yeah,
get up. Put her down, man. She's talking more than you, man. Get
I'm from Jersey. I got the yaps. What do you want?
All right, yaps. Time.
Huh?
I thought you were going.
All right, bye.
Holy
Good night,
smoke.
Gracie.
Holy smokes. That's not how I thought this was going to go.
You're not the only one.
So, yeah. So let's talk about the ACOB, right? So they discovered some more stuff, right? And like the video cameras that's in there, they have a sign in there that says cash only, right? And what else did they discover? Oh, this is my favorite brick.
A hidden closet. But somehow they just found a hidden closet that had a whole bunch of sets in it. And I like what M&R said. So was there a piece of wood blocking it that you couldn't open it? So I thought that was interesting. I thought they brought up some great points, but I can't believe you got it stuck in a closet. And you're willing to admit that now. Yeah.
It's just I don't know, man. Like it's I'm mad you closed your store, but I understand, that was a bad location. I get it.
Pandemic might have something to do with that.
But this here, like it's man, I'm gonna tell you, Corey, I am very upset that they declined us because like I could see if I reached out to them and you decline me, okay, because that's something I asked for, but I didn't get. I understand that, but they reached out to us, and declining, like it makes it look bad, man. I'm not trying to pick a side. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to bash nobody. I'm not trying to pick a side. This is why I'm not trying to bash anybody. If you didn't know, if you were under a rock, I'm a former police officer, right? I don't do it anymore, right? And the stuff that Reckless Ben is doing is lawless. Young folks do not follow that nonsense. There's a way to fight and win without breaking the law. You break the law. This is what happens. Like if the police tell you, hey, look, if you come around here again, I'm a write you a citation for trespassing because I gave you a lawful order not to come in. And then you come back again. These folks had an Airbnb right around the corner. So like you come back again. All right, now I know you're not taking me seriously. So now I cite you. But then you come back again. Yeah. At this point, you're under arrest because you're constantly breaking this law, right? Laws are made, right? And I noticed that there's all of a sudden this whole thing turns into a holy war, right? They talking about Mormons, they talking about Christians, they talking about everything. But here's the most important thing, and this is what I say when I'm at work when nobody wants to listen. Surrender unto Caesar what is Caesar's. That means you got to obey the laws of the land. That makes you a good, religious person. Whatever your religion is, you have to come to peace with yourself, and to become peace with yourself is you have to be a lawful abiding religious person. And if you're not obeying the laws, you need to repent with your God.
And that's the thing. That's the thing, man. In this particular environment in social media, it's all about who's the loudest person with the mic. That is what it's all about. And when it comes to what he's doing, he's loud. He is disrupting the establishment. People want that. People need that. People will flock to that all the time, every time. And they're going to dismiss everything else. They're going to dismiss all the truths that are out there. They're going to dismiss all the law, not the law, but the court documents. They're going to dismiss all that because they want to see the right now events and the right now results. And that's what he's providing to people. And I keep telling folks, I'm like, yo, listen, it's okay to choose your side. If you want to choose your side based on what he's doing, that's fine. If you want to kick dirt on Bricks and Minifigs and the owners and CEO and all that stuff, that's fine. That's your opinion. Yeah. But at least wait until all the chips have fallen. Yeah. There are still chips in the air that has not fallen. And once those chips have fallen, then we can make a decision. We can say, hey, you know what? Bricks and Minifigs was dirty the entire time. I'm writing them off. I'm not going to a single one ever again. Yeah. Or Bricks and Minifigs, you know what? They were telling the truth the entire time, and these people were in cahoots with each other. So they're the ones that's wrong. And they dragged this company through the mud just to prove a point. Yeah. We don't know.
And I do believe that there was a trap that was set. Did Bricks and Minifigs handle it right? No, you didn't. But there was a trap that was set for you, and y'all didn't handle it right. Y'all came in, took it all, and you can't. And like I was listening to somebody, I can't assume a property and don't assume all the debt and everything else that comes with it.
Right.
So if you take over, then you gotta assume everything. You gotta assume it all. Like if you taking over, and I guess in those videos when I guess it was the unofficial or official handoff. You had somebody, I guess they were trying to give it to this person. You're on video saying, you're standing in front of the consignment boxes. You're standing in front of the consignment, the ones with the yellow dot on. You're standing there. So
the sets that never existed.
I don't know. You get your Shaq voice. I don't know what you're talking about. No,
And you said it right, man. I wouldn't say they fell into the trap. I would say that they didn't expect for this to be as big as it is.
Yeah.
I think they thought that this would stay local. I'm not sure how big this store is or what kind of numbers this store does.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe they say, hey, you know what? This is a small town. This is a small time thing. This ain't gonna catch all that type of traction. Yeah. Now look at this.
Yeah. So Todd, give us an update. They just recently fired or went separate ways with two of employees, maybe store owners or somebody. It was somebody named Johnson and somebody else.
Josh and I forgot his other name.
Josh Johnson. And so was that the group that took over this location?
Yeah, from my understanding, again, I don't have any facts in front of me at all. I didn't even expect this. And by the way, Corey, he didn't tell me he was putting me on the show. I'm like, why can't I get in the chat? I didn't realize
I need to give to you what I was going to give to Bam. So somebody got to do it.
We didn't talk about this, Todd. Trust, we didn't talk about this.
Oh, I know. He one big thing I don't understand is he says that the Reckless Ben threatened to kill the woman at the counter. So if that was the case, why not call the police? Why would she not call the police if he threatened to kill her? Mm-hmm. Why is there no police report of that? And did you take a picture? Look at the warrant.
No. You said I didn't take a picture of it.
I looked at it. I didn't understand how there was no evidence. Again, you're the police officer. I didn't understand how you can just get a warrant by someone saying that somebody was talking about stolen Lego. I'm lost on that one.
Yeah, I think the laws of Utah is a little bit off. I don't know. Like even so, like not even Utah. Well, Utah and even Oregon, right? Because the store was in Oregon, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I don't understand how Reckless Ben got involved in it. You didn't know none of them sets, and even say like, "Hey, look, how can you sell me something that you don't have possession of? It's at a third party location." And here's the thing: if there's a contract on those sets, how can you sell me those sets if it's a contract on those sets with another person? So that is. And then just say, oh, you won't give me, you got stolen sets. I paid for it. He should have never been in the court of law. Like his documentation should have never made it, because you're a third party, you're an outsider. It's between these two people, or maybe even three, between Crystal Bryant and the corporation of Bricks and Minifigs. So now you are fourth that have nothing. You don't have nothing in common with those three. So I don't, and I think the court was probably, I'm trying to tell you, the court was probably trying to consider the situation, and like how he was trying to, I guess he was trying to get to the police to show that his court documents were valid. For instance, right, and this is a personal matter. Like my grandmother gave me her estate. Like she gave me her estate. She threw a will, and it had her correct name on it. It had all the correct names of the addresses and stuff that she owned and stuff, right? And so I get it probated, everything's a go. My uncle has an older will from, I don't know, 20 years ago, right? Her name is misspelled. The properties and everything are misspelled and everything like that. But at the will of the good court, like the goodwill of the court, they thinking it's somebody different, and they're thinking the properties are different. They go and probate the will. But now this guy is trying to lock me out of all the bank accounts and the properties and stuff like that. And then they find out that he did that with malice, because he knew that everything was already done. And of course, they lift everything. So in this situation, it's like he's filing these I guess these civil papers for court, and this is reckless been under malice, right? You don't have no invested interest. You don't own none of that stuff. That's why I couldn't even understand like how he even get past the court commissioner to go to the judge, because he has no invested interest. He doesn't own Minifigs. He doesn't own any of those sets in there. And the way they went about it is circumventing the law. And they say, oh, he found a way. No. You don't. Like, you don't. I don't care how you can have Tyndall. You can have Johnny Cochran. You don't own those sets. Mr. Brian Manziel owned those sets, and the bricks and minifigs it's their dispute.
If the brick doesn't fit, you must have quit.
True. And so I got the article pulled up.
Which one?
And it says the one with Josh Johnson and Brandon Best. Those names, BB and JJ. Those are is that the real names? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, but apparently, and I'm gonna tell you, looking at this, and I'm gonna tell you what happened in my 20 years or 20 something years in law enforcement. I'm gonna tell you what happened. What happened was that, like I said, Crystal owned Bricks and Minifigs money. She was defaulting on a lot of stuff, so they went in and take over, right? She was probably hoping, huh?
Quick question. Just off, do you think she's a little sketchy?
She's an absolute sketchy, and I'm gonna tell you why. Mm-hmm. She knew that this Brian Manziel, his Lego collection would help her pay her bills to BAM and have BAM get off her back, because now you sign this co-assignment thing with Brian Manziel, and yeah, you got to break him off somebody because it's his sets, but you're gaining money for having his sets in your store. So that'll help you get some buffer to pay back the corporation. But when it went south and bills are starting to pile up, all of a sudden now you're moving out of country and this and that. So they come in because they need to seize assets before you bounce out and take it all. And so they go in, they take everything, and this is where Brandon Best and Joshua Johnson got fired. I'm gonna tell you. So they take over. They do the same shit. They do the same thing. They don't report back to BAM. Hey, look, this is how much assets we got in the store. This is what we collected. Blah blah blah. So now all these sets are missing. They're missing. Mm-hmm. I don't know. They never were here. Brandon Best and Joshua Johnson. You want to follow the brick? Ask them. I bet you, or search them. Brandon Best and Joshua Johnson. Because if they on film, they're there. That's the guy that's there right in front of the boxes with the yellow dots, right?
Mm.
Yep.
That's him, right? And he's in front of the boxes with the yellow dots. And then when they usher them out, when they usher Crystal out, then it's game on. Because Corp is not down there. It's them.
Mm.
Well, again, if there's not that, he's trying to not pay that much for the store, because anybody would do that to get a good deal.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm quite sure that what's Amin or what the guy looked like a pit bull. So he sent his pit bull out there to cut,
but why
people get out of the store.
But here's the question: why part ways? If he was your cleanup man, why part ways with the cleanup man?
Well, I don't see the other thing. I don't understand. Those two guys still own stores.
It says Bricks and Minifigs parts ways with Salem, Oregon franchise owners Brandon Best and Joshua Johnson. So, and you say they own other stores. You say?
Yes. Yeah. So that seems well. The guy grew up with almonds. So I find it hard to believe. You already threw him under the bus in a way, but no, not you.
Yo, the most issues I ever had with Oregon was when I used to play Oregon Trail as a kid in school. and my cattle would die. That was the most problems I used to have. All this is going on in Oregon. Oregon. That is nuts. You know?
But you know what it is? Adults have ruined Lego because we put a price tag on it. We put a price tag on it, and now we're not following the Lego. Everybody, where's this Lego? No. What you're really saying is, where's Brian Manziel's money? Where's his money? Where's his money? And at that point, like, the Lego's ruined because you worried about the money.
Because at this stage in the game, Bricks and Minifigs, if they pay him off, if they pay off Brian, make him whole, their franchise it has a stain. That is a stain, and that stain is going to stay forever.
But if you don't pay him, what's going to happen? If a judge have to order you to pay him, and here's the thing: if a judge had to order Bricks and Minifigs to pay Brian Manziel, it's going to be more than $200,000.
Oh yeah, pain and suffering. Yo, he probably walk away with $250,000.
The other thing I found hilarious was at the bottom of that statement, statement of facts. What did it say? Brian has a GoFundMe page over $400,000. What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, that's another unnecessary piece of this puzzle with Patreon coming out and saying, "Yo, Bricks and Minifigs told us to stop promoting this. You know what we're going to tell them? Stuff it." I'm like, yo, what was that even for? Like, are you going to do it? I hope he keeps that same energy for everyone who has that same issue on his platform. For you to step into this arena, you better have that same energy for every single person who feels that they've been slighted by another company who started a GoFundMe so that they can raise money. You got to do the same thing. You just can't jump in and do that. I think you're just going to go back to obscurity. I didn't even know that's who he was. He could have been walking across me in a parking lot, and I wouldn't know who he is. Now I do. So, I mean, so many people are getting involved in this because it's hot. It's hot. And once it gets cold, where is everything going to fall? That's where it is.
Right. I think Reckless Ben is just I'm smart in a way. I think he's dragging it out with all the extra videos, but I mean it still keeps it front and center. So I mean,
but
I would do it.
Here's the double-edged sword with him, right? I don't know the guy. I hope never to meet the guy, but is he charismatic? Absolutely. Does he get the attention of young people? Absolutely. He's the guy. But here's the thing: he's ready to tear your Lego community up by any means necessary, right? And maybe it doesn't stop with BAM, right? Maybe it doesn't stop with BAM. Maybe it continue on with other things, right? In the Lego community. He's ready to tear it up. I've never seen a dude put a brick together. Have you?
No. But that's what you do. That's what I'm not trying. Listen, man, I'm not knocking him for what he's doing. He is riding the wave of what social media is, and that's his thing. But at the end of the day, a community is going to be shaken. A community has been shaken. I could see the kids who used to go to a BAM store for summer camp being told, hey, you know what? We're closing our doors because of all this stuff. We can't do it. I'm looking at long-term damage. That's what I'm looking at.
But the long-term damage is BAM, the corporation of BAM closes doors. That means the logo is dead, right? And then you have all of the owners of all these satellite stores. They still can operate and function, bro, but they'll just change their name. It won't be a BAM store or a corporation, but they'll what I think is that the handcuffs come released of all the owners and the corporation goes down.
So all right. So let me. So
you got a chance to own your own store. Buy me out.
I used to work at T-Mobile for a time, authorized dealer for T-Mobile, and this authorized dealer was called the Mobile Solutions, and we had we were rolling. We was doing our thing, selling phones and all that stuff, until our regional manager and our district manager came up with a scheme to get more lines from people. So people, you come in, you check your social, we'll tell you how many lines you can get. People could get 10 lines. We will open 10 lines for them, give them 2 phones, wait for 2 weeks, cancel those lines so that they don't see it on their upcoming bill, and we get the commission. It was so unethical. So So at the time, I was just doing what I was told. That was my boss. I was 19. I didn't know. So the FTC and the BBB was investigating us. And long story short, they shut down all locations. And they gave people the option, like, hey, if you want to, you can own the kiosk. You got to talk to the mall. You can own the kiosk. You can continue to be an authorized dealer for T-Mobile, but you have to go through those channels. People don't got the bread to do all that stuff. Yeah. It was just easier operating under one company and just having different organizations or different locations. If that company goes down, all those locations, if they don't have the bread to maintain the store, to maintain the flow, and to maintain the Lego that's coming in, that's it.
Todd, what do you think about that?
Oh, I'm sorry, what the last part, what?
So no, if Bricks and Minifigs, the corporation, decides to close, do all of the store closes, or do the franchise owners, become sole and independent?
I mean, what do I think? I mean, I don't think all those franchise owners realistically know exactly what they've gotten into, because I find it interesting that during the pandemic the amount of stores started popping up everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it seems like everybody thinks the Lego is get rich quick nowadays.
Yeah.
Sell Lego, I'm going to be a millionaire, or that's what it feels like a lot.
You know what this also reminds me of? Independence Day. So Independence Day, there's a bunch of these giant ships all over the world, and they're destroying everything. But they had to take the mothership out. Once they took out that mothership, all those other ships, they just fell apart. BAM is that mothership. And at this point, Will Smith is about to set off that nuke. And that's it. Like, everything is about to get shut down. And it sucks, because you don't want to see people lose their livelihood. I know a lot of BAM owners who started their store in commemoration to a family member who was really in love with Lego and they wanted to do a business, or for their kids, so that their kids have something that they can invest in and they can have some sort of wealth. So people have different reasons for starting BAM stores, and BAM allowed them that opportunity. Lego is not doing that. Lego is a corporation all the way in Denmark. They're not doing that.
Yeah, they control it. Lego control their stores. They control
their stores. That's Lego.
Yeah.
But BAM give you an opportunity to just give it that extra touch, that personal touch. And I just don't want to see that concept destroyed over one location and one situation.
But no, here's the thing. It's one location that got caught. It's one location that got caught. And I'm talking like it's caught. So I'm not saying everyone. I'm not saying everyone, because I've worked with some decent ones. You work with some decent ones. There's some decent stores out there, right? Yeah. But you got my man Brandon Best and Joshua Johnson caught. Basically, I'm gonna tell you what happened. They got their hand caught in the cookie jar, friends. I hate to use the New Jersey term, skimming some off the top, because why would you part ways with your cleanup guy? This guy was supposed to save that store, and clearly, like, why would you, like, if you didn't save the store and you shut the store down, that's one thing. But you're saying in public that you're parting ways with these two. That means that we're revoking your franchise. We're revoking it. That's what it means. And so at this point, like, if you probably got another Brandon Best out there, you probably got another Joshua Johnson out there. There's probably a couple of them.
Well, there already is. That the guy caught.
There's a couple of them. Huh?
There already is. You heard the guy works for corporate, Kai. What's he say? Well, I know it sounds like a threat, but it's sort of, it really is, or something close to. And I was like,
yeah. And something that they taught me in law enforcement, like, I remember it was my FTO, my field training officer, and we were riding. And he said, "Look, Mel," he said, you could do 1,000 things good, and people will love it. It's the one bad thing that you do that everyone remembers, and that's my lesson is that everybody will remember this bad thing you know, for bricks and minifigs, and forget about all the good things, right? We forget about all the good things, right? And all the good people that are behind it, and all the good store owners. But there's a couple bad apples out there too. There's a couple bad apples out there too that makes the whole thing look like a cesspool.
And yo, just to answer Jesse's question, he said, when will we get a statement from Lego?
Never.
No, you said
you won't. They ain't got nothing to do with it. They ain't got nothing to do with it. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you like this. What I said? I said something to somebody, right? They was asking me something, right? There's a matter of fact, I sent it to you, Corey. There's a TikTok video with a guy. He must have been in Australia somewhere. He walking down the street. There's a sloth in the middle of the street laid out, and so traffic can't pass. He goes in the middle of the street, picks up the sloth, and put the sloth over the side of the brush, and the sloth hangs on. He won't let this guy go. He won't let him go. The guy tried to pull him off this arm. Now all of a sudden he's on this arm. He tried to move him off this arm, and the sloth is on this arm. I ain't never seen the sloth move so fast, but he was moving. And the guy came on. He said, "Mind your business. If that ain't a lesson for you to mind your Lego will mind their business." Yep. You know why? It's not affecting Lego's business. So they're gonna mind their business. Bam's business is Bam business, and Lego business is Lego business.
They even have it on their website that they say Lego is, let me see, Lego is a registered trademark of the Lego Group. In this company, of the companies which does not sponsor, authorize, or endorse these programs or this website. Yeah. So there was a time, and I'll give you a little behind the scenes thing. Lego Masters. When Lego Masters aired, my opportunity was, okay, Lego Masters aired. I was on TV. I could say I'm part of the Lego Group because I'm part of Lego Masters. And Lego Masters literally said, if you have any websites that says Lego, that mentions you was on Lego, you need to put this disclaimer that says that this is not a sponsored content, a sponsored entity of the Lego Group, because you are not. You are part of Lego Masters. That is what you're part of. You are not part of the Lego Group. That is a totally different entity. And Lego literally said that when it comes to, Bam, you're gonna put this here on your website, because we don't want people to think that we're endorsing what y'all doing. Y'all selling our products. We thankful for that, but we are not here to help you guys. If you guys are floundering, we're just gonna watch.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
business.
I'm pretty sure M&R brought up that the statement you just read, but there was another statement somewhere on the website that they're an authorized Lego dealer.
Yeah, so they say they say that they're a authorized Lego reseller. This says here you go right here. Yep, here you go right here. Thank you, Jesse. It says authorized reseller agreement has to connect some way. So what they said was, let me see, I'm gonna tell you, because me and my man Corey was talking about it.
Yeah. But before you do that, to go back to my story of T-Mobile, when I worked at this place called the Mobile Solution, we were authorized dealers for T-Mobile, but we weren't connected to T-Mobile. So if someone wanted to come to us and say, "Hey, we want to pay my bill," "Oh, you can't pay your bill here." Like, yeah, but you guys are T-Mobile. No. We're the Mobile Solutions. But you guys sell T-Mobile phones. Yeah, we do, but we're not T-Mobile. You got to go to the T-Mobile down the block. You got to go there and do that stuff. So that's you're authorized to sell their product, but you're not the product, if that makes any sense. So that's why those words and those legal jargon. That's why they protect themselves as a company. So that's why I always say the views and opinions that's why I always say that, because
so it says on that website, it says that Bricks and Minifigs is an authorized Lego reseller specializing in buying, trading, and selling. So that is very deceptive, right? But then they have to put a disclaimer down there with the copyright and franchising. It says Lego is a registered trademark of Lego Group of companies, which is not a sponsor and authorized and endorse. These programs or websites set contain the small parts are not suitable for. So you claim that you are, and then you put the disclaimer down below that says that you ain't.
So if you get sued, they don't go after the bigger corporation called Lego. They're going after BAM, who is a smaller corporation as it relates to Lego. But Mel, I promised you, because we said in the beginning, like when we said we were gonna jump on here, I said, man, I was ready. I carved out like 2 hours to get to these folks. Yeah. They're not here, so I said I'm giving you an hour, brother.
Man. We're gonna wrap it up. That's what we're gonna do is an hour, man. But they you know, they're thrown to the wolves at this point. You know, they're thrown to the wolves at this point. And I mean, her last email says, you know, once the dust settle and everything like that, they want to consider of, you know, coming back here and doing an interview. For what? Like, to me, I don't want to be rude, but like, for what? Like, you know, what can we talk about? Like, I heard people's story, how they love Lego. I can tell you how I love Lego. I don't want to hear that. Like, the people that on this show, they don't want to hear that. They want to hear the truth. Like, so for me to bring you on here to talk, that makes me look bad.
I'm sorry if I wasn't paying attention. Did you read the whole thing, the email?
You said, did I read the whole email?
Out on
I did. Yeah, I did. I had it on the screen, but I didn't read the email from today. You want me to read the email from today? That's what you want me to do? All right, I'll read it. Yeah, I'll read it. Oh yeah, because you got it. Yeah. All right, I got you.
So what caught me was unfortunately, we are seeing that no matter how many facts are presented or how much truth is shared, the conversation surrounding the current controversy seems to be going nowhere and continue to fuel a fire that we don't want to keep feeding. They're the ones feeding it. They keep getting caught. I don't understand.
All right, I do the right thing with my line. Sorry, Corey. Hold on. Is that it right there? You see Leah Hammond? You see it?
Yep.
All right. It says, I hope you are doing well. I will be taking over communications as Helen is out. As you can imagine, it's been a long 2 weeks for Eamon and entire Bricks and Minifigs team. Yes, it has. That's true. It says, unfortunately, we're seeing no matter how the facts are presented and how much truth is shared, the conversation surrounding current controversy seems to be going nowhere and continues to fuel fire and they don't want to keep feeding. In order to protect the business and support the franchise system, we need to keep our leadership team focused on strengthening the company and moving forward in that direction. With that in mind, we need to reschedule Eamon's conversation with you at this time. So it sounds like Matt dropped out. So when we talk, when can we talk about the original discuss positivity and love of Lego? That was the first part of the questions that they wanted to highlight. They didn't want to talk about this.
I enjoyed all the positivity from all their employees. That was pretty nice. I got lots of positive.
It says, are you open to doing that in 2 or 3 weeks? Now they want to push it 2 or 3 weeks. And in some chatter, when some chatter dies down and we can focus on positive, we're happy to make one commitment about the plan for the resolution at this time. Otherwise, Eamon isn't talking to any more YouTubers about this specific issues, right? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I told her, I said, we're disappointed. Like, we're disappointed because I would give you the platform to say that, but I need you to answer these questions because, like, the viewers want to know. Like, they want to know. And, but here's the thing is that I'm over it, Corey. And I'm showing you I'm over. Like, you get one chance to squawk with me, and that's the Jersey term. That means you get one chance to mess up with me. You get one chance.
One go. That's it.
You get one chance to squawk. Once that bird squawk is gone.
That's gone.
Yeah,
that's gone. It doesn't benefit us to talk about something that is not beneficial to the situation that's going on. And if they want to wait until the chips fall, the chips may never fall.
No, it's not gonna fall. It's not.
The chips may never fall.
It's not.
So
when the chips fall, so does your kingdom. Yeah, your kingdom falls with the chips. So I mean,
this was your opportunity, and y'all chose to walk away from that, and that's fine. They got every right to do that, and it is what it is.
Yeah. But they don't owe me nothing. Yeah, they don't owe me nothing.
Yeah, it don't mean nothing. But guess what? When people see this and they see what happened, and like, oh man, they didn't give these guys a shot.
No.
Then you're gonna spin a whole nother narrative based on what you guys are doing.
I could roll with that narrative, and this guy would love it, but I'm not going to do it.
We ain't gonna do that.
I'm not.
I ain't gonna do that because you know what? It's 7 o'clock and I'm leaving. Yeah. So y'all can keep going.
We're gonna pull it right here. We're gonna pull it right here. Say good night, Corey.
All right, folks. Listen. What me and Mel do, we do this out of love, but we also do it just to give you put a smile on people's faces. As always, we will always try to do better next time. But in this case, we ain't do nothing wrong. So Bam's leadership, y'all do better next time.
I thought
the first
you did
5
this,
minutes without a guess.
I thought you did the stream so Mel could just run his mouth nonstop.
He can do that on his own.
No, oh, I know.
Good night, America.